Narratology is the study of narratives and narrative structures. There is a strong connection between structuralism and narratology. While structuralists are concerned with how language constructs meaning, narratologists are concerned with how language constructs meaning within narratives or stories. They are concerned with the patterns that exist across different stories, the idea that there is a distinction between the idea of a story and how events are ordered in its telling is shared by formalists and narratologists. Structuralists want to know what the root meaning of literariness in a text is. This concern developed into a preoccupation with myth as the origin of the founding structures of language. In his mythologies, Barthes argues that myth is a specific type of language with its own rules. While myth functions according to Saussures' theory of the sign, Barthes suggests that it functions with an additional layer of meaning. It draws the audience away from the literal image and towards a greater symbolic function. Vladimir Propp, in his The Morphology of the Folktale, outlines 31 key actions fundamental to the function of a folktale. These elements detail the fortune of the hero, the role of the villain, and the possible events, encounters, and resolutions to the story. Folk tales share similarity, which is obscured by the uniqueness not of the elements but of the discourse. Influenced by Propp and Jacobson, Levi-Strauss in his work Structural Anthropology develops the idea of mytheme, the central elements shared by myths and passed down through cultures. Mytheme is fundamental unit of a narrative structure from which myths are assumed to be constructed. He also applies the idea of paradigmatic and syntagmatic access to the workings of myth. Myths have meaning only in relation to other myths in the same myth sequence. Gerard Genette refines Propp. He moves beyond the concern for function to consider how the tale is told, distinguishing between mimesis and diegesis. Mimesis is a presentation of events as if they are happening with action and direct speech. Diegesis is the narrator telling the story. In our own literary analysis, we can consider how a text moves between these two modes and for what purpose, giving emphasis to specific events through the slow unfolding of mimesis, or reducing the impact of particular aspects of the story through diegesis.